to the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He has officially kicked off his election campaign. Britons will head to the polls on December the 12th after Parliament agreed to an early election last week to try and end years of deep disagreement over Brexit.
Well, Prime Minister Johnson is hoping to win enough support to pass the Brexit deal. He agreed with the EU. And for more, our correspondent Ollie Barrett speaks to us from London. So, Ollie, how are the main parties portraying themselves and their rivals?
Well, Boris Johnson is going to say that a lot of this election is about Brexit and that his party has a clear position on the issue, that it can deliver the deal that he agreed with Brussels by the end of January if the Conservatives win the election campaign. And he will say that the opposition Labour Party does not have a clear position on Brexit. Labour and Jeremy Corbyn will say that actually they do, that they certainly have a clear position on Brexit, which is to renegotiate a new Brexit deal with Brussels, then put that deal to the people of Britain in a new EU referendum. What is not clear at this stage, certainly, is which way Jeremy Corbyn, the opposition Labour Party leader, would vote in any such referendum. He is not saying so just yet. In terms of domestic issues, the opposition will want this election a lot to be about the National Health Service and what they say is a lack of spending on the NHS here in the UK. They'll want to talk about rising levels of crime in some parts of the United Kingdom and the period of austerity that the Conservative government has put Britain through in recent years. Boris Johnson will want to say that actually when he gets Brexit done, he can address the NHS, he can address crime, he can spend more on education. So it's going to be a complicated election campaign with all of those issues at play.
And was Mr. Johnson, as we understand it, the front runner as things stand at the moment? Is it his race to lose at this point?
Certainly the polling would suggest that the Conservatives are significantly ahead of the opposition Labour Party, but that is national polling. It's really hard to break it down constituency by constituency. And Boris Johnson's Conservatives, if they want to get a healthy majority to deliver their Brexit deal, will have to win dozens more seats up and down the country than they did in the last election. And that in the face of a challenge from the Brexit Party, which may pick up some Conservative support. It's also worth saying that Boris Johnson's personal ratings are way beyond those of Jeremy Corbyn when it comes to what British people feel about who should be the next Prime Minister and who should be the next person to inhabit Downing Street. At the same time, though, although the election campaign has only just officially started, it's effectively been running for some time now, and Boris Johnson's Conservatives have had a very difficult time in recent days. We've just heard in the last half an hour or so that Cabinet Minister Alan Cairns has had to resign after claims he knew about a former aide's attempt to sabotage a rape trial. We also have had in the last 24 hours 2 Conservative MPs getting in real trouble about comments they made about the Grenfell Tower fire tragedy. So Boris Johnson certainly looking at the polls on the front foot, in the last couple of days on the back foot. He has to get out there now while launching his campaign and try and take the fight to Jeremy Corbyn again.
All right, Mayor, thanks for that update. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.